You know, I'm already laughing. You can already tell this is going to be one of those kinds of streams, ladies and gentlemen. But welcome to a new segment on my channel. I guess it kind of has a name on it. I've done a spoiler stream for it, but I decided to give it a name, Spoiler City. Here we are.
Hey.
Here we are. Yay! There we are. And as you can see, we have a great panel of influencers, creators, whatever you want to call them. They're all extremely fun people. You already recognize Manda from Candid Cinema from my friend's stream that I did the other night. Glad to see that you sped through traffic to get here.
Yeah, I'm not happy about what I did, but I'm here. And
you got here safe.
Yeah, I'm safe. It was safe, kind of safe.
You're safe. Yes, absolutely. Happy to have you here. And I'm also happy to have, if Amanda's the queen of hot takes, I would say this next guest is the king of hot takes from the Suit Up Geeks Podcast. Ryan, how you doing, my friend?
Yo, what's going on? I just want to say real quick, if we see the FBI knocking down Amanda's door midway through stream, at least we know the reason for that.
Yeah,
so
you'll know.
We got that. I mean, but I'm happy to be here, Zach. Thanks so much for having me on. I'm so down to talk Loki and Black Widow, bro.
Same here, man. Same here. And last but certainly not least, from Film Optix, the one and only Christian. How you doing?
Yeah.
There it is. There it is.
What's up? Thank you so much for having me, man. It's an honor to be here.
It's an honor to have all of you guys here. And these are all excellent creators. I have been so kind to leave all of their links down in the description bar below. Go show them some love because they absolutely deserve it. Speaking of, hit that subscribe button. You know what to do. Hit that thumbs up button as well, because hot takes only. We are going to go just completely off the rails today, I'm sure, because my God, these two, well, one project isn't so much of a game changer, but the second project we're talking about today, oh boy, for the future, I can't believe I'm saying this, but even after Endgame, the future of the MCU looks very bright, my friends. I don't know if I could speak for you guys, but first things first, we got to get this out of the way. Black Widow finally is out in theaters now. What were your guys' overall thoughts on it? Ryan, I know you and I kind of feel similar on it. We were talking about it. It's very, I rewatched it and like, I knew what was going to happen. Like, you know, Black Widow's dead and everything from Endgame. It was very middle of the road for me. And I feel like you were take it away. Take it away. What you got?
I think going into this movie, especially after watching it, it's kind of just weird with how they place the film between Civil War and Infinity War after the events of Civil War. And then you get the post-credit scene, and then you've got Louis Dreyfus's character from Falcon and the Winter Soldier coming out of nowhere. And you can obviously tell this was supposed to be her first introduction into the MCU, but we'd already seen her in Falcon and the Winter Soldier in not a post-credit role, I guess you can say. So you can see which order of releases they kind of wanted to go with that in that aspect. But overall, I think this movie definitely shocked me a little bit. I had no hopes whatsoever going into this because of them going into the past. Black Widow's already dead after Endgame. And I kind of knew that it was just setting up Florence Pugh, Yelena Belova as the next Black Widow, or as we see going forward, trying to hunt Clinton down and more than likely Hawkeye. I think that the acting was phenomenal in this movie, depending on how people feel about certain characters, because I know people didn't like Red Guardian, some people didn't like
what? Are you kidding? I love Red Guardian.
Some people didn't like Red Guardian, but like I guess when you look at their plot lines, he really didn't do much. He offered nothing for the group. They met up with him to find the Red Room, and he didn't even have the answer for them. I get it, but he was that nice little mix with the 4 other girls. But yeah, I think this is ScarJo's strongest performance in the MCU, without a doubt.
Yeah. You know, I honestly can agree with that, like looking at it in hindsight. But for me, Florence Pugh is the show stealer. Yeah. Like, no question about it. Like, her best movie, I realize I said in my spoiler-free review, her best movie since Fighting with My Family, and I realize it's going to make Christian really upset. But,
have you not seen Lady Macbeth
Oh,
because
that
she was
one,
fantastic.
that one I haven't seen, and I'm like, as a Shakespeare fan, I'm really like intrigued by it. But I also completely forgot about her performance in Little Women as well.
How dare you forget about
Exactly.
Amy March?
I
She
know.
was
amazing.
nominated.
Oh,
I know she
love
was.
her.
I know she was. She was great. I loved Little Women. I loved that
Yay.
version of it. I know Amanda loved it because of
I
Timothy
love-
Chalamet, but you know,
Facts. It's facts.
Timothy Chalamet, the MCU's Harry Osborn, I'm assuming, but you know,
Ooh.
that would be, yeah. Here I am with
Rude.
my casting hot takes, but
Kicks up Spider-Man.
well, at least
no.
here's the thing, though. At least he won't be slow, methodical talking. And I have this disease, and it's gonna kill me very soon, Peter. You know, Dane DeHaan all over the place. But Manda, hot takes only. Hot takes only. I know you loved Red Guardian, so
Yeah. I loved him. I thought he was great. I was dying of laughter. Black Widow is a good movie. I just feel like Scarlett was sidelined, and this was like an apology film to her after not giving her one earlier on in the entire Infinity Saga. I think that Rachel Weisz was the weakest out of all of them, and I hate to say that because she's a phenomenal actress, but I think she phoned it in as Melina. I just didn't care for her performance at all. Florence stole the movie, and like Ryan said, it's a setup for Yelena, and I love that. Like, if you could watch Black Widow and you could like literally take out Natasha and it would have been perfectly fine. And I hate saying that, but that's what it kind of felt like to me. I felt like she was sidelined in her own film. She still had a solid performance, but I just wanted more. I wanted her to be the center instead of setting up for another Black Widow. So, yeah, that's how I'm feeling about it. I think that the placement, this should have come out right after Civil War. I hate that they put it out after Endgame because it feels kind of pointless because she's dead. So, yeah, that's where I'm at with Black Widow.
No, I totally feel that. And like, it's a great point. It definitely feels like an apology to ScarJo for not giving her one sooner. Like, I feel like it would have been perfectly fine to give her a film in Phase 2 even. Yeah. Like, it should have come out way earlier. Like,
I kind of wanted it after the Avengers or Iron Man 2. Like, right in between there. But
yeah, people were begging for her. I remember after like Iron Man 2, they were like, "Oh, she's so cool. She made Iron Man 2." But you know, it didn't happen that way, obviously, and they had to connect everything in Phase 4. So, Christian, what do you think of Black Widow?
I really enjoyed it. It's actually in my top 10 Marvel, like, I guess MC.
Okay.
It's sitting at number 10, but like, I really did enjoy it. I thought it was, middle of the road. Like, it wasn't like amazing, but I do agree that Florence Pugh absolutely steals the show. I kind of liked, I know a lot of people were kind of like mad about Taskmaster. I thought it was okay just because it's, for me, it's like, I mean, it needed to be a more small scale villain. They didn't try to retcon anything, which is something I really appreciated. I understand, it's late, but like, I mean, Star Wars does it all the time with the prequels and the sequels. It's like people are okay with, having 4, 5, 6 for Star Wars and then getting 1, 2, and 3. I mean, like, it does cause a few issues, but I mean, if people are okay with it with Star Wars, they should be okay with it with Marvel. So, I mean, it's all underneath the same Mickey Mouse umbrella, but I really did enjoy it. Like, I mean, I do agree that I think that David Harbour and Florence Pugh definitely shined more in this movie. Like, I expected to see Scarlett Johansson, as Black Widow, and that was fine. I didn't like hate it, but I just know a lot of people are like kind of like, I understand it. It's late, but I'd rather have this film than like not at all. But I do agree that it definitely should have came out right after Civil War, because I would love to know, like, between a lot of the characters, the ones that weren't locked up, like what happened in between Civil War and Infinity War, and how did Wanda and Vision end up in Scotland, and I think it was Scotland. Yeah. And,
Yeah.
so on and so forth. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like it's something I would definitely add to my physical collection.
Same. Yeah.
Same. I'm waiting for it. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to buying that Blu-ray too, man, to add it to this big old wall behind me. But yeah, but I gotta say what's up to my buddy Luke in the chat there. I'm glad to be here to talk to Marvel as well. But he does make a really intriguing point about this, because I feel like my biggest praise personally for Black Widow, and I'll get to my thoughts on Taskmaster like momentarily, but the action in this film was just unlike anything else. Like it almost made me think of Luke likened it to James Bond and Mission Impossible vibes almost. Do you guys agree with that?
I agree, but it's weird because like I don't like James Bond or Mission Impossible. Like I do not like spy thrillers at all. But I love the Black Widow. It's weird.
Wow.
Like I've never really cared for Jason Bourne. Like
my heart.
I've seen a few James Bond films here or there, but like I never really got into the genre all that much. I don't know what it is.
I feel that. No, I feel you, Christian. I feel you. I've never been big into James Bond, but I love Mission Impossible. So
I've seen one Mission Impossible movie, and that's it.
Which one?
It's like the first
Fallout.
Okay, good. Okay.
Only because Henry Cavill was in it. So
I mean, I don't blame you. I get it.
That was pretty much it.
Yeah. Henry Cavill stole the show in Fallout.
When he reloaded his arms, I'm like, go.
They took out I was like, no, why did you take it out? It was amazing in the trailer.
Bro, it's kind of weird with like Black Widow. I feel like instead of more James Bond and Mission Impossible, it feels like it. This is my biggest complaint, I guess you can say, for talking about this real quick. But I think my biggest complaint is this movie borrowed everything from the Winter Soldier and Civil War. And this movie just didn't feel original whatsoever in that aspect. And it really bothered me. You have the Black Widows being mind controlled. You have the Winter Soldiers being mind controlled. You had this underground super division. You had the ending of the Winter Soldier with this big thing in the sky falling down piece by piece. And everyone's jumping off it because they can just survive those falls. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they have their enhancements and whatnot.
No, they don't. Black Widow has zero enhancements. Black Widow has zero enhancements. When she fell 4 stories and landed on her feet, I'm like, that's literally impossible. Like, come on.
Well, it's impossible. Nothing's impossible without family.
Yeah, without family. Without family.
The media right there.
Yeah, me and kind of off topic, but my brother and I watched Space Jam the other night, and we had somewhat of a drinking rule where anytime someone mentions family, we had to take a sip of whatever we were chugging that night. And because I had seen the Fast movies, and he's not a fan of the Fast movies, and I was telling him, hey, family all the time. He's like, family.
I'm not a fan of the Fast movies, but I do love that joke.
They suck. They
so funny.
Suck. Yeah, we're not talking about F9. That was a piece of trash. But there were some action sequences that were likened to the Fast and Furious franchise, with the cars flipping over all over the place, and they come out and survive, and then I mean, I love the action in general. Taskmaster, I was kind of iffy about, because I don't remember whose review I was watching, but they likened Taskmaster, the version of the comics, a lot more interesting, almost invincible compared to Deadpool, because apparently Taskmaster is a big villain in the Deadpool realm. So, I mean, I would love to see if Deadpool is full on in the MCU now, just based off of this trailer that he had with Korg, Deadpool and Korg react. I mean, I'd love to give Taskmaster another chance, and then Deadpool can make a bunch of jokes about that and how Taskmaster was misused. But I mean, I didn't mind the reveal. I like how it was a female Taskmaster, but
I
shrug.
I didn't care.
I mean, I was interested to see who it was, but what did you guys think of it being?
It was nothing. That's the problem. It just felt like nothing. They just revealed the match, and you're like,
Well, like you have to think about like they can't
literally.
review like this big bad where it's like, I mean, I guess they could, but it's like it is a smaller contained story.
But
I get that, but sorry, Ray.
no, it's weird because nothing felt threatening in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
The United States
because we know
government
she was
didn't
going to
feel
survive.
threatening.
Yeah.
Not only that, but like even the Dreykov wasn't very threatening. I mean, the whole scent thing was kind of stupid. So I watched it twice. The first time, I thought she said that he put a chip in their forehead, and she broke the chip, and then I realized it was the scent after I saw it the second time, and I'm just like, so he smells good?
It's like it's like his pheromones.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
that was clever.
It was clever, but I don't know. It just seems like something so easy. All she had to do was break her nose, and they trained her to do anything. So why wouldn't she break her nose? Wouldn't you want to do something to her and make her not do it?
I mean, I guess I don't like. I mean, like that's a valid like thought process, but like I don't know. It's a comic book movie. I don't think too much logic can't go into that stuff.
Exactly.
It's like. I mean, because everyone's like, oh, well, you know, not Florence Pugh, but Scarlett Johansson can like survive a 4-story fall. But I'm like, well, it is a comic book movie. And it knows it's a comic book movie.
Make it make sense. You can't make her hit like 5 things on the way down and she's still okay. Like that, come on.
Well, I think Yelena was more accident prone than Scarlett Johansson was in this movie.
But isn't she enhanced?
No.
But isn't Yelena enhanced?
Apparently, yes. I don't know.
Yeah. So then that's
that is a Leo question.
Yeah, it is a Leo question.
He knows more about it than I do.
Who knows?
I mean, let's Google. Is Yelena Belova enhanced? Thank you, Amanda. But while you're doing that, I got to say what's up to Matt in the chat. He did not care whatsoever about the reveal of Taskmaster. And here's a hot take: Black Widow is his least favorite MCU movie.
Ooh.
I don't know. You know, I don't know if I'd go that far.
I wouldn't go that far.
Wait, worse than Captain Marvel?
Or Thor?
This was way better than Captain Marvel.
Like, this was worse than Captain Marvel.
Hold on, Ryan. I like on my big binge in the build up to like all these new Phase 4 releases. I really loved Volume 2. I wasn't expecting it to really love it on the rewatch as much as I did. Granted, not better than Volume 1. No chance in hell it was better than Volume 1, but like I still had a lot of fun with it, like especially just like, and Ego as a villain I think is extremely underrated, but I mean that might just be me.
He's really cool. I liked him.
It's Kurt Russell.
It's Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell
too. Yeah, like how can you get mad at Kurt Russell?
Do you not like Kurt Russell is just fantastic. I mean, he really is with those gorgeous locks in that movie. I'm like, that's a man right there if I've ever seen one. Holy shit.
Facts.
There you go. I'd like to see more of Sylvester Stallone just like, you know, just mumble his way through a Guardians movie. Yeah. Maybe. Maybe.
What are you doing?
Yeah. Maybe it was the death of Yondu that finally got the Ravagers together. But Ryan did allude to this already, but let's just go ahead and talk about these ramifications of this post-credits scene. I still stand by what I said. This is probably the most emotional post-credits sequence in any MCU project ever in my book. Florence Pugh walks into a graveyard and she's at Nat's grave and she's weeping over it. Florence Pugh really was fantastic in that moment too. Mm-hmm. Like she's really not given enough credit as an actor, Midsommar aside, you know, she was excellent here. But then you do get Constantine Valentina, whatever her name is, played by Julia Louis-Dreyfus, female evil Nick Fury, you know, chaotic evil, you know, however you want to call her.
Yeah.
She's putting the Thunderbolts together, man. I'm feeling it. I'm really hoping that if the Thunderbolts project is a real thing, I'm really hoping that James Gunn can direct it. I know he said he's done after Guardians 3, but the Thunderbolts just feels to me like a James Gunn project, especially like depending on how good the Suicide Squad does. But I don't know. Amanda, I'll let you go first on this one.
Oh God.
Hot takes only.
The post-credit scene?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm very happy that Florence is going to be in Hawkeye because I could care less about Hawkeye. And Haley Steinfeld's also in it. So like if that's going to be like the new Hawkeye and Black Widow, that's what I'm rooting for right now, because that would be absolutely incredible, because like I don't care about Clint Barton. I've never cared about Clint Barton. So I just hope that he somehow dies in the Hawkeye series, and then Kate Bishop takes over, because I don't care. I literally don't care. We all know. No. We all know. Listen, we all know. Yeah, we all know that Natasha should have survived and she should have stayed. Period. Like, I'm sorry.
We would not have done Yelena if that.
Baby girl Florence, bro. Stop.
I understand all of that, but she's already a Black Widow. She would have found out somehow. Like, I just don't like the fact that they killed her in Endgame and that Clint is alive. So
okay, no, go ahead.
No,
Sorry,
so for Julie, it's okay, no worries. If Julia Louis-Dreyfus like sent the hit on freaking Clint Barton, I'm living. I need him to get whacked. Like, it needs to happen, because I can't.
I need him to get yoinked.
Literally.
Right out of MCU.
That's it. So he's done so for me. But I love that post-credit scene. It was very emotional. Again, Pew Pew is an angel and I love her. But I do think that, honestly, I just think that the emotional connection we had to that scene was cut by Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and that's something that they need to do better of, and like kind of avoid undercutting those emotional scenes. And that's a huge reason as to why Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 was like trash for me, because that's all they did. It's like you had a powerful moment with Star-Lord and then Ego, and then it's like joke, and like it cuts it. So that's the only reason why I didn't really like the post-credit scene afterwards, thinking about it. But I'm really excited for Hawkeye for that reason, for the two of them to meet.
I mean, I was excited for Hawkeye just in general, because I'm going to side with Ryan on this. I really enjoy Clint Barton. I mean, I think Jeremy Renner's fantastic, but Ryan, I know you had a lot to say to respond to that. So.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry.
Ryan, hot takes only, this post-credit scene, man.
I think the best way to summarize it is when this movie was being press screened and I was seeing reactions to the post-credit scene online, people were like, oh my God, this is like such a game changer. This is so big. And it got me excited to like actually see this movie a little bit. And then we get to the post-credit scene, and I don't know how much I believe the end post-credit scene. I know that sounds weird, but I don't believe for a second that Valentina could convince Yelena that Clint killed Nat. I don't know.
Especially with that picture. I was like, where did they get
with
that
picture. Like, you're telling me
he was posing so weird. I was like,
it was like
it's not just like a random picture of him walking on the street. It's like, no, he's like,
and that's why he has to go. It's because of pictures like that. Okay.
No.
Yes.
It's like straight out of a sitcom or something. Like, what is this?
He's such a poser. You know, it felt like a press shot. It felt like a press shot almost. So like,
it probably was. It definitely was. They're like, let's cut this together.
Like, I'm an actor. I know a headshot when I see one. How did Valentina get a headshot of Hawkeye there? Like, did Hawkeye like apply to be a part of the Thunderbolts?
Maybe because he was evil.
Yeah, he was Ronin for a while.
He was. Yeah.
I wish we would have saw more of him with that.
You know, I think we are. I think we are in the Hawkeye show, to be honest.
I hope not.
That's the only thing I could see them defending this post-credit scene, is if they do some sort of explanation while he was Ronin in between Endgame and Infinity War, because I just don't believe for a second that Yelena, I'm gonna assume she got snapped. So I'm gonna assume that
she had to have
looked
been.
She looked into everything. I don't believe for a second she just like assumed she was just died like that. And you can see from Spider-Man Far From Home, when they were doing the little tribute thing, it kind of seems that everyone knew that she sacrificed herself. And why would Clint, of all people, lie to like the Avengers about how she really died? Especially when they've been nothing but these best friends, family. They were like the second family, I guess you can say, after what happened in the beginning of Black Widow. And we learned some of the Budapest storyline. And yeah, Clint's in it too. I watched the movie with subtitles on because I needed to confirm that specifically. But
Yeah.
I'm just
He
like,
was voiced.
I don't believe for a second that nobody can't figure out that it wasn't him that killed her, and she actually did sacrifice himself. It's just hard to wrap my mind around it. That brings it down a lot for me.
It's because everyone wants him gone, right? And no one cares.
Everyone's
fine.
We
Like,
would not be giving
that's
these
why.
amazing characters
I
in
don't care if
Hawkeye.
he's gone. Just don't kill
I
him.
know.
Let him live, bro.
I get it.
He
What are
has
you
a
gonna do? Write him
family.
off?
You
They're
sound
gonna
like
write
you
him off.
don't.
Be like, they're gonna write him off and be like, he's gonna go live on the farm, and Kate Bishop is gonna take over as Hawkeye.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's totally fine.
Okay, that's
That's
fine.
fine.
As long
That's
as they
fine.
get rid of him in some way, then that's fine.
Literally what I just said.
I know. I'm agreeing with you. Relax.
She
I'm
was
agreeing
like,
with
"Damn,
you.
chill."
Just-
Oh my god.
yeah, Amanda's agreeing with Rye for once. But
I
let's
know.
vote Hawkeye off the island. Let's do that.
He
you
is
know,
the
but-
weakest link. That's it. Bye.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
You are the
Yeah.
weakest link. Goodbye.
Not having aimbot meant you were the weakest link. Sorry. Tell all those Call of Duty Warzone players, bro.
Yeah.
On console.
On console. Yeah, on console.
As I'm wearing an Xbox shirt.
Totally. What do you think, Christian? Are you looking forward to this Hawkeye show at all? Did you like this?
Of course.
Yeah.
We're getting Florence Pugh. We're getting, Kate Bishop with
Good
like
stuff.
it's supposed to come out this year, I think.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
But there's like a lot of Marvel stuff coming out, but I
Yeah.
think something's gonna get pushed back because we're supposed to get Miss Marvel as well.
Yeah.
The What If series, and then Hawkeye TV series wise. And then what? We have Shang-Chi, Eternals, and
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
I think Miss Marvel is
We're
going
getting-
to get pushed to next year because
And
from what
Marvel's
I know
What
they
If.
haven't even finished.
What,
I
Miss
think so
Marvel?
too. Yeah. Yeah, Miss Marvel's gonna get pushed, I think.
As long as you
Yeah.
don't move Spider-Man, I don't care what you do with
Dude,
it.
Could you
Spider-Man-
imagine?
Hey, bro, I lose my shit.
I will-
Could you imagine if they
I'd
move
ride
it?
that
Yeah.
Marvel.
Oh my
I can
God.
I would
already-
be so pissed.
I
They'll
can
do
think
it.
of I can think of at least a few people, not just in this chat, who would be so
Leo.
pissed off.
Leo.
I would be
Leo,
so mad.
Real James. Real
Yeah.
James would be so mad.
I would be so
freaking-
pissed.
Yeah.
Like, you can
All
move
of us would be
Eternals.
pissed.
Don't move Shang-Chi though. That stays. That
No,
stays.
no, no. We keep Shang-Chi.
Oh no! Keep Shang-Chi. That's done.
Yeah.
Shang-Chi is done. So we're
You can move Eternals and everything else. Just keep Spider-Man
there.
and Shang-Chi. We're good.
Well, Eternals needs to do the Oscar run, so I think we should keep it there too.
yeah.
I'm hoping that the Oscars actually acknowledges
That'd
something.
be insane.
They
It would
have
be
to
nice.
close out.
Yeah, they have to.
They have to. They don't. They
That was Marvel's
obviously
plan
got
all along.
They're so smart.
playing
They're
it
like,
smart, dude. They're playing it smart.
you're gonna. I love it.
who's been orchestrating everything?
Yeah.
It was
been
Chloe
Disney.
Zhao all along. Yep. Luke says Black Widow is definitely a great theater experience. I would
I
agree.
believe
It is.
Yeah, it was really, really nice to be back in a theater. Like, I didn't even mention this part in my formal review of this, but just the opening anthem of Marvel Studios popping up on the
The opening
big
scene was
screen.
the best part.
So good.
Oh
the
man,
sequence was awesome.
I had so many I was welling up with tears. I was seeing the Marvel Studios logo on the big screen again. I was like, after the year we've had, I needed that. That was one thing I desperately needed in my life. But Luke has a question. Who thinks the Suicide Squad is going to be better than Black Widow? Me.
Of course.
Oh, of course.
Of course it is.
I think,
course.
yeah.
Of course it is.
Apparently, people have already seen it.
Yeah. Christian. Yeah, people have
Yeah.
already seen it, haven't they?
I can't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people have seen it. Yeah.
I'm very
There's been nothing
excited.
but- dude, I can't wait.
What's that sigh for? You want another
That-
strike? No,
that-
I'm kidding.
Give me
Don't
another
get me
strike.
started.
Give me another
Don't get me
strike.
started.
Because that trailer.
Did you watch the Red
That
Band
trailer
trailer?
was-
Yeah,
Before you
and it
could-
was
you-
trash. It was trash. It did nothing
Bro,
for
you
me.
like BBS.
Those jokes
Stop.
are boring and I cannot. Those jokes are dumb. They didn't land. I'm not excited for it. I could not do that trailer. I can't. So let me. Thank you. I know, hot take. Oh my god, Amanda's not excited for the Suicide Squad. so I never talk
it's
about
not-
it.
Okay, are you not
I
excited for
know.
the movie, or is it
Well-
just the trailers didn't do it for you?
The trailer did not do anything for me. So if
Okay.
I go into this movie and it exceeds my
Come on,
expectations,
bro.
cool.
Yeah.
But the trailers did nothing Nothing. I rolled my eyes like
You're
5
going
times.
for the fucking people, though.
Well,
Bro, they're
here's
fighting
a
a
couple
giant
things, guys.
firefish. What's not cool about that?
I don't think
Yeah,
it's cool.
Killer-
Why are you
No,
yelling
Ryan.
at me?
Ryan.
I don't.
Ryan, hold on. Killer
Oh my
Killer
God.
Shark tearing people apart. People were confusing that with freaking whatchamacallit. I saw a tweet. They were like, man, Zack Snyder's SpongeBob movie looks freaking brutal. And like I was
I
like
saw that. I
they
saw
can't
that.
unsee that, you know?
I
But
love it.
Killer Shark, I'm excited for. John
You-
Cena
you
as
mean King Shark?
Peacemaker.
King Shark.
Because King Shark, thank you. King Shark. Yeah, sorry.
You're thinking of Killer Croc.
Yeah, don't even mention Killer Croc. No,
The
no,
makeup though, the makeup for Suicide
no,
Squad.
no air cut, please. But we have John Cena as Peacemaker. I'm certainly excited to see that.
Boo.
I'm fine with him in that role. It was just in Fast 9. I was like, what
Oh
is
my
he
God.
doing?
Like a brick wall. I could not. It was terrible.
Whew. The entire cast. I was like, it's time for you guys to wrap
Well,
up.
hey guys,
Yeah.
Vin Diesel needed his wrestler. That's why he was in it.
Facts. And he hates The Rock, so
And
I need another wrestler
Well,
to
well,
show
that-
the ropes, give some
that-
acting chops.
That and the Rock actually knows what a good script is now. But anyway, let's continue.
Ooh,
So
Shots.
I gotta say what's up to Josh in the chat right here. Another awesome creator on here. He says the Suicide Squad is my most anticipated movie for the near future. I cannot wait. You know what? I've been reading all these reviews that say this is James Gunn's masterpiece, even over the Volume 1. So I'm hopeful. I'm not going to keep my hopes up, but we'll see. I got to say what's up to Tyler in the chat right there with a bunch
Those
of
are for me. Those
what
are
looks
for
like
me.
tomatoes.
Those are
looks
for
like
me.
tomatoes.
Thanks, Tyler.
It should be thrown at her.
Hold on, Tyler.
No.
Oh my gosh. Matt is also excited for the Suicide Squad. He thought the Red Band trailer was all right. He said the Green Band trailer was better.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I meant to say, did you see the Green Bin trailer?
I didn't care for either, so.
Yeah, for sure. Luke says the Rebellion trailer is my favorite. There's like so many damn trailers for this, and I'm trying to avoid
none of them.
I'm trying to avoid any and all trailers because I'm still Batman v Superman PTSD. But in any case, folks,
dude, don't get me started.
I saw Josh also said that Shang-Chi is his most anticipated MCU project.
I get it.
Yes.
I get it.
I'm
get it,
very, very excited for that.
Dude,
Yeah.
that
is
looks so good.
Stoked.
That looks so good.
The martial arts in it is just like
I can't wait.
And we're getting Abomination back. I was like, what?
Yeah, you know what? I kind of wish they kept that a surprise. Personally,
Same.
I kind of wish they kept it a surprise. You know, I didn't reveal it in the trailer.
I'm sure
but-
there's more in there, but yeah.
Yeah, but you know that makes me think that they're connecting Shang-Chi to She-Hulk. I don't know
Maybe.
because Abomination's going to be in She-Hulk too. So
Yeah, and we don't know when Shang-Chi is set in the Marvel universe as well. Not yet, at least.
yeah. Before we get into this discussion about variants, this is a perfect segue, Tyler. Can we replace Manda with her variant that's excited for the Suicide Squad?
You can't find her. Just saying, you can't find her.
You
Oh,
can't
she's out
find
there.
her.
No.
Yeah, speaking of variants, hot takes only for this one. Loki is in my top 10 MCU. Just saying right now. It's
in mine too.
overtaken. It's overtaken the first Avengers movie for me. It's in there. A lot of people like Zach Pope have put it in his top 3. I don't know if I can go that far yet, but you know,
it's
I'm
number
like,
6 for me.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't
It's 11
I don't
for
know.
me.
Everyone check your letterbox.
Oh, it's
It's 11 for me, and WandaVision is 10. So they're back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're
So
back to back for me.
So Christian, I know for sure you thought WandaVision was better, but do you think that?
I did.
Yeah. Do you think that Loki is at least in WandaVision's league in terms of
Oh,
quality?
absolutely. Like it's literally like here's WandaVision. Loki's like literally just below. Only because I love how they put so much effort, not just like into the every single theme song for each week, and how each week was like a different decade. And I mean, like, and the story was good. You know, you can say what you want of that rap boner, but you know. But overall, I just really like they are very neck and neck. Like I only put a WandaVision like a pinch above.
Yeah. No, I appreciated WandaVision for the fact that like we were all connected and theorizing like everything every single week because you know we were all cooped up in our houses around that time. The world wasn't completely open yet. But like I mean, so the Ralph Boner thing, blah. But I also Monica Rambeau was a badass, but they were hyping up. They were hyping up an aerospace engineer, and I was expecting Reed Richards.
Why was everyone? That's one thing.
Because they said it. Because the showrunners said it. Yes, they did. No, they said it, and they ran wild with it, and I'm upset. So there we go. Okay.
Luke thinks WandaVision is slightly better, but Loki is fantastic. Ryan, I know you like WandaVision
it is like
more.
A pinch.
Yeah.
A pinch.
By a pinch.
Dude, the shows are so different from one another. And like just like Christian, they're like neck and neck for me, but like WandaVision really did it for me. I don't know if it's because it was the first MCU content we gotten since Far From Home, but it just felt so much different than the things we've gotten. And yeah, Loki has felt different. It's like a timeline Doctor Who show at the same thing. But I feel like WandaVision had a little bit more time to breathe with the episode count, even though they were really six 1-hour episodes at the end of the day. You could have done that too. But I felt so much more invested in Wanda and Vision than I did with Sam becoming Captain America, than I did with Bucky becoming whatever he became at the end of that show.
The White Wolf.
Bucky's just Bucky.
Bucky's just like in the fucking abyss of the MCU at this point. He's just
wow. I would not have gone that far. But
I'm just saying.
Amanda's like, wow.
Like, it makes sense that Amanda's offended by that if she likes BVM.
Yeah.
That's besides the point.
I'm just gonna put Tyler's comment right there. Yeah. By the way.
No, we don't want Mephisto.
We want Mephisto. Yes, we do. Yes,
literally.
No.
Every single person and their grandmother was theorizing about Mephisto. They were like, "Oh, there's a fly on the curtain. That could be Mephisto."
That was me.
Variant. And I'm like, Jesus. Like,
how many variants of Mephisto are out there? That's another question.
How many variants of this one person that we're going to talk about later are out there? So I'm so excited. But oh man, Josh makes a very interesting comment. Imagine if Shang-Chi took place during the blip. It's a period of Marvel that hasn't really been explored, and it may explain why Abomination and Wong are off cage fighting.
Yes.
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I like that.
Cool.
The world doesn't look that distraught from the trailers, in my opinion, to take place in between. Because when you look at Endgame, the world's like fucking destroyed. Like, dude, City Field is almost wiped away with cars. The entire ocean just covered with trash. So that's the only thing that's making me believe it's not. I'm gonna assume it's maybe like a year after the blip or something like that. But I think it's too early to say.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair. I gotta say what's up to my buddy Kevin in the chat right here. How you doing, man? He thought WandaVision was overrated.
Hi, Kevin.
Because
of course.
He feels like it ended right where it started. What?
Which one got the Emmy nominations again? I'm just checking.
They both did. Let's not go there.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, John Cheadle. Excuse me.
So they still got nominated.
The man doesn't even understand why he got nominated.
Oh my God!
No one said they were smart nominations or good choices.
There's actually a shorter nomination from an Emmy. I forgot the name of it. Was like a movie. Like the person was only in it for like 13 seconds and they got the nomination. I don't know if they won.
Are you serious?
Yes, I can't remember. I was listening to Next Best Series about it, and I can't remember the name of it right now. But
That's so funny.
Yeah.
It was funny as I was like, wow, 13 seconds and you got nominated.
Matt says that Loki is hands down the best MCU show.
I agree.
Amanda, you agree? You know what, Amanda? I'm gonna side with you. I like Loki the best. And here's why. Listen, like I love WandaVision. I love Falcon and Winter Soldier. I love all these shows they put out so far. But the thing is, like with both of those shows we got before, it took me it took me a couple of episodes to really get into it. You know what I mean? Like WandaVision, it was so weird, and I loved how weird it was, but it took me like until like around the end of episode 3 to really like get fully behind it.
Oh, really?
Where,
I was there literally like episode 1. I was like, oh my gosh, yes.
No.
That was just me. I don't know what it was. I just loved it.
Yeah, no, and I totally am not denying that. I totally like see where you're coming from, but I was just like, what the hell is going on here?
I can, especially for like casual viewers, it's like they're not going to know what's up.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, what is this? And like any casual just Marvel fan, where now they pretty much have it to where you have to watch the shows. Even though first they said you have to watch the shows in order to get the future movies. Then they said they backtrack and said you didn't.
Yeah.
But now it seems like you definitely have to, because
they said that. They said
they said you didn't have to. No.
They backtracked.
Considering the post credit
you don't have to if you don't want to, but you're going to be super confused.
Especially with how Loki ends. It is
or the post credit scene from Black Widow, because like a lot of people in my theater didn't know who that was.
Yeah, exactly. And I was sitting there. I was like, as soon as the Black Widow screen faded to or slammed to black, rather, I yelled out at my theater, "See y'all on Disney Plus!" And I got a huge laugh from everybody around me. But Kevin says, "I just thought Loki actually affects the MCU in a really big way, so I thought that was dope." Yes.
Oh yeah,
I agree.
It does.
With that is the fact that Loki also had the best finale and stuck the landing out of like all 3 shows. The WandaVision finale fumbled the ball because COVID rewrites. Falcon and Winter Soldier fumbled the ball the entire series because of COVID rewrites, and then Loki kind of just nailed it.
Yeah, we were supposed to get Doctor Strange in WandaVision. We didn't.
Yeah, so like that's the difference for me. So I don't know. I think that that's why I liked Loki more, is that we had a fantastic finale. We're getting a season 2 type of thing. So like, and it affects the MCU as a whole. Like it's a game changer. So that's why I loved it.
I mean, Kevin's comment here is interesting because it feels like all the shows so far have been on like the same scale as these films, production wise. You know, like
absolutely.
It all feels like an extended film. You know, like I don't need the answers right away. That's why I love WandaVision so much. Like it made me want to keep tuning in week after week. Obviously, you know, I can't do that anymore with my day job open back up and everything. I can't stay up late with you guys, but like,
we need to talk about that.
It's fun.
No, I hear you, Christian. I hear you. I hear you.
Not doing that. Not doing that. A lot of love for Shang-Chi in the chat right here also. Thank you for the clarification, Josh. Don Cheadle was nominated for a short cameo in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah, we know.
He was. And he doesn't understand why.
He doesn't get why.
I don't understand it either.
We were talking about it on the Movie Files live stream, the roundtable that we had last week. And it's kind of like if Don Cheadle wasn't nominated, then we wouldn't have said that Carl Lumbly, who played Isaiah Bradley, got snubbed. Because if no one got nominated from Falcon and Winter Soldier for the acting categories, we wouldn't have noticed.
Yeah, like I would have understood.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But it's like, let's.
It's like, why is this here? One of these not like the others.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like WandaVision getting nominated for limited series. So.
Yeah, for sure. What's up, Ryan? You gotta.
Dude, because
I don't know what all this WandaVision slander is, because it's killing it.
I agree with Christian with this WandaVision slander, because I feel like Loki, you said it, Zach, you're fine with not having all the answers, which I agree to. I don't want all the answers, but I also feel like we got no answers. We didn't learn anything with Mobius. Ravonna, you got a little bit of tea within the beginning of that episode of her being a waitress, and that's about it. These are characters we've seen throughout the entire 6-episode run, sure, but it's just like I wanted to see Mobius. Like they hinted at him getting on his jet ski, homie, and he didn't get on his jet ski.
We'll see it we'll probably see it in season 2. I mean, it was definitely set up for season 2.
But that's why they didn't do the going deeper because of that finale. So they knew that they were gonna kind of reset and then go.
Yeah, because
they
confirmed a while ago that Loki was probably getting a second season.
Yeah,
and then they like
so excited for that. I'm so on board with that because honestly, like Owen Wilson was like perfect casting as Mobius. I'm still totally on board with that. It's probably it's the best. I'm fully on board with the fact that this is the best thing he's done in years. Yeah. Like, you know, talk about Cars all you want. Cars is shit. Night at the Museum, like
what?
Tell me how you really
I
feel.
don't like Cars. I don't like Cars.
I like the first
sorry.
one.
Well,
first one's the only good one.
The first
I like
one,
the first one.
The first Cars I really enjoyed as a kid, but like looking at it as an adult, it's just such a dumb concept. Like I don't understand it. Like
talking Cars is fun.
Pixar, like it felt like Pixar was like, you know, it was so weird because they came out with The Incredibles, which was starring all human characters, and that opened the door for so many possibilities, like a Ratatouille. But the next movie to come out was Cars after The Incredibles, and I'm like, why? Why do we have Cars here? Like,
I think their next one is Big Red, or I can't remember the name.
Turning
Red.
In Toronto.
Doesn't look that good, but
that's where they're filming the Last of Us series in Canada.
See, and that's what I'm talking about. Pixar is like merging.
And Virgin
like,
River.
Yeah, Pixar is like merging. Sorry to get like off topic on a tangent here, but like, you know, like Pixar is actually like doing like stuff with the human characters, and they're like merging, like Luca. He's like a, you know, he's a mermaid man. He was cool. Yeah. So
they're moving away from like the inanimate object. Like, like what if like you know, feelings could talk or cars could talk, and like personalizing inanimate objects.
Yeah. So Soul was better, but I mean, you know, I like that. So, gotta say what's up to Perp in the chat.
Perp.
How you doing, my friend? Luke says Loki is probably Tom Hiddleston's best performance of his whole career. I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
You know, probably some of the easily the best work he's done. But let me just get one negative out of the way real quick with this finale, which was absolutely bonkers. Not only do you get the background of Renslayer, who is a school teacher. I really, really liked that, Ryan. You know, it was like, you know, spilling all that tea, you know, and she
seemed like the teacher type, or at least a principal or vice principal. Or superintendent.
Or like a superintendent.
Like
that
authority of in school.
Yeah, a superintendent, absolutely. Like I was about to say counselor, but superintendent is much better. It's much better.
Not a guidance counselor because she sucks at
talking about feelings and understanding.
Yeah. Oh, a lot of Pixar love in the chat. Kevin watched Onward recently, and it might be his favorite Pixar. Wow.
Okay.
I like Onward.
Interesting.
Onward was my last movie before the pandemic.
Me too.
I'm trying not to roast. I'm sorry.
Oh, hot take. Hey, it's all about hot takes only here. It's hot takes only in Spoiler City.
I thought Onward was boring as hell. And the ending pissed me off. So I'll leave it at that.
Oh, yeah. I remember talking about this a while ago.
Yeah, I got mad. I felt so bad for Tom Holland. Just my heart broke. But
why, bro? Did you not see Chaos Walking?
I saw Cherry, so let's not go there.
Honestly,
I gave up after. Listen, no, I gave up.
What other movie have you seen Tom Holland's asshole in?
I didn't need to see that in the first place. Spies in Disguise. No, I couldn't. After watching Cherry, I'm like, I'm not gonna watch Chaos Walking. I'm like, forget it.
Yeah,
it was Chaos Walking.
No. Yes, Tyler.
Yeah, no, I was, you know, Daisy Ridley's in it and Tom Holland. Like, that was
the reason why I watched it. It was for Daisy Ridley to support her career further.
I could not.
Daisy Ridley.
Preach Daisy Ridley. Yeah, I'd like to see her in a Marvel movie soon. Invisible.
She wants to play Spider-Woman.
Jessica Drew.
Yeah.
Sue Storm. But anyway.
No, we got.
I can't picture her. Don't say it, Christian.
Jennifer Lawrence.
No. Bye.
The one and
only. Unfortunately, the one and only.
Honestly, I'll be okay with whoever it is. Like, that's just a fan casting of mine.
Samara Weaving.
Oh, she would be great too.
Dude, I love
Got you.
Samara.
Yes.
I love
Yes.
Samara.
I got you.
We got another predictions thing. We got another tab to get to, but I got to talk about this. Loki and Sylvie. This is a nice connection, but they do kiss in the finale, and it is, in hindsight, I have a lot of friends who are really pissed off about it because of Loki. Yeah, well, because I have a bunch of so Loki came out as bi in one of the episodes. Yeah. So then they see the finale and him kissing Sylvie, and they're like, "What? No! That
someone they could go either way. So it's like
exactly.
It just
not really.
So happens that, whoever they're attracted to in that moment in time.
So the thing regarding the bisexual representation is the fact that Loki has been in the MCU for over 11 years now, and the fact that they just chose to have him come out now and
they never did anything with his backstory in the first place, other than he came from the white trolls, whatever the fuck they're called, White Walkers,
Jotunheim.
Yeah,
Frost Giants. I got it.
Frost Giants,
But it's the fact that you don't have that representation for X amount of years, and then once you verbally say it, it would be nice to actually have that representation shown on screen. And I think that's why everyone's getting frustrated with that. It's the fact that why are you just saying it now? What I would have preferred in that third episode was that they had a montage, a flashback of him going on dates with other men, maybe just to show it. It's not enough just to say it anymore. And I think that's what it is. It has nothing to do with Sylvie and him kissing like that. You saw it coming. I saw it coming. I knew it was going to happen. It's inevitable because they were building up their chemistry. And it's in that moment, it's of course they're going to sell it that way. Why wouldn't they? It's, it's Disney, unfortunately. They're not going to show a gay relationship on screen. They're always going to go hetero at this point. But that's why people are upset. It's the fact that why can't we see it? Why can't we see it at this point? So I get both sides. Personally, for me, the Loki and Sylvie kiss, I was pissed. I was so mad, but for a different reason. It's the fact that Loki and Sylvie's relationship, I enjoyed watching it. I loved it. I saw them as platonic friends, to be perfectly honest, and that Loki ended up trusting her. And that's what broke my heart in that exact scene where she kissed him only to get him out of the way. And that broke me. I'm after all this, he finally learned to trust someone else. And it's just that is just so low for someone to do. But it's Sylvie, and it's she can't trust anybody, and Loki can't be trusted. And it really bothered me that they did that, but I understand it.
Well, I will say this kiss made a hell of a lot more sense than the other random kiss we got last year during Rise of Skywalker.
Oh my God! Please, no.
At least we have that. And I just want to say really quick for everyone out there saying that episode 3 of Loki was filler. It was not, because without that episode, we would not have gotten everything between the fight between them towards the end. So I just want to say episode 3 was not filler.
But that's the thing. I feel like there's good filler and bad filler. Good fillers when they go more into the details of the character, and I feel like bad fillers when they kind of just do something or whatever that's completely disregarded from what you're trying to do.
It has nothing to do with the main story whatsoever.
Exactly.
Every anime ever.
I agree it's filler, but I think it's good filler. It's useful filler, not the bad filler that you see in the CW shows.
Yeah.
There's 5 episodes of literally. There's oh my God.
I hope Superman and Lois isn't like that. I was planning on watching that soon.
They will.
I stopped after episode 5. I have to pick it back up. But I've seen there's no filler episode.
There's gonna be 5 episodes of filler. Just you wait, because I've been through 15 seasons. I've been through 15 seasons of Supernatural, and there's only 5 episodes that actually have to deal with the plot.
Seasons of Smallville.
Really?
What's your point?
I'm at season 6 of Smallville, and I stopped. I said I can't do this shit.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
But I do agree with Josh here, who says in the chat, definitely a bit off-putting, this relationship, because correct me if I'm wrong, Sylvie's a low-key variant.
Well, because towards the end, she had said that they weren't the same or something like that. It seemed I like the kiss, but that's just me, because I felt bad for. I was like,
You're like, it's such a cute moment. Let them kiss. Yay.
Yeah.
Kiss.
But like, I don't know if she's necessarily like a Loki variant, because it's like
no.
Also,
there's just something there that it's like it's weird. Because didn't she say that like they're different or like they're not the same? Like right before he she kicked him through the portal.
Yeah.
Like, we're not the same as you think we are. Or something like that.
Yeah, they're like 98% match, and it's like there's that one thing.
The 2%'s like
it's because even Loki said like she can't trust anyone, but our Loki can, and that's where it kind of veered off. When he was like, "Hey, let's figure out what we're doing before we just make this big decision with." We'll get into Jonathan Majors, I'm sure, but yeah, so it's like it's that small little, it's like almost there, but not quite.
Yes. Yeah. And you know what? You brought it up. Might as well just get to that. But I got a few more comments to go through here. This one I just couldn't help but
Rise of Skywalker.
Yep.
Straight
I
up
wouldn't say that.
Yes.
It's the worst. Or no,
I hate that movie.
Hey,
so
Kevin.
much.
Hey, Kevin. I own the 4K.
Oh my god, it's so pretty.
Man,
I know,
hate
right?
that it's so pretty.
I know, right?
I'm gonna
That's
buy
so
it too,
shitty.
even though I shit on it.
I bought the Best Buy like 4K, but like the entire like Skywalker set. So
Dude,
like I
wanted
rebought
that
it.
for the MCU. I wanted
for
that
that.
for the MCU.
I want that too, because
Yeah.
It's all
Mine
like
are so old.
$2,000 now.
That's
Yeah.
only $2,000.
Yeah.
Let me drop
For
2
like
G's.
the first 18 films, and we're on like film 22 now.
Yeah.
God.
Perp, all due respect, I don't know if I agree with this one, man. Loki could have been done in a 2.5-hour movie. I feel like all the stuff would have been really rushed if that was the case.
Dude,
Like-
that's how I felt about Falcon. Not
What was the final run
I agree
time
with
for
Falcon
Loki?
though. Yeah.
Falcon,
Loki?
yeah. Yeah, like what was the overall like runtime altogether of all 6 episodes?
That means we got to do math now.
Oh my god, Google, yay! Let's go
Yeah.
to Google.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like if it's 6 episodes, each one was at least 40 minutes, at least.
So
there's
I
no
think
way they could have done
Letterboxd-
that in a 2.5-hour movie.
I think Loki was 310 minutes. I said it on Letterboxd.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
310
Wait, we'll
Because
take
the
a guess.
finale was only like 40 minutes, by the way.
It was like
that
45 minutes. Yeah, I'm 40. Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
So
yeah.
that's like 5 hours in total.
Does Letterboxd tell you the runtime of like the actual show?
long. Yeah, it does. It tells you all.
Yeah, they're
See,
good
I
like
should
that.
know this, and I'm a fucking pro member.
Me too.
Yeah.
So it's good.
Yeah, see, so
Well,
right
that's
here,
stats.
WandaVision says 350 at the top right here
Yeah, because of their
with all the episodes. So no, I know, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
No,
it
no,
tells
I
you the
know.
runtime. So I think Loki was 310, and
Something
they had
like
less
that.
episodes. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I'll go with the 310. But yeah, they couldn't have fit it all in 2.5 hours. That's like, just you split it in half and you got to get all that shit in. Introduce the multiverse, introduce Kang the Conqueror, introduce all this stuff. It's like, I know I'm unloading everything now, but I'm like, geez, Kevin's like, I thought the kiss was funny because it showed Loki was so self-absorbed he could only love himself.
Exactly. It made
That's
so
what I'm
much
saying.
sense to
He
me.
loves
It
himself
made-
Like,
so
of
much,
course,
he would
he's gonna
fucking
fall in love with
himself.
himself. Like
He
it's
loves
Yeah.
Loki.
himself.
I think
Not
we
the
all
weirdest
deserve variants of ourselves at this
thing.
point.
No, I don't want to vary myself, honestly. I'm
Oh,
fine.
No.
Jesus. Okay.
At least
Yeah.
at least
Very
it wasn't alligator Loki, but in any case.
Dude.
Because you
Alligator. No.
He just like kisses him on the forehead.
No.
They just lick
Yeah.
his forehead.
But Christian, you brought this up. So basically, you have Loki and Sylvie walking through this big castle thing at the beginning of the finale. After they killed Goliath, that big monster gimmick, and then they're walking through. They're trying to find He Who Remains, the guy who's controlling the TVA, the guy who created this mess. And they run into a jump scare of Miss Minutes,
Almost
who
gave me a
built him
heart
up.
attack.
right?
So
Oh my
funny.
God.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
Bro,
he needs to
why
spend
does
his
everyone
mind
keep saying
nightmares
it was a
after
jump
that.
scare?
Jesus,
I'm the
like,
It was. Dude,
it
I was not
was so
expecting
weird.
that.
I didn't
You weren't
expect her.
expecting it. It's like she just came out.
I
Hey,
wasn't
y'all. I
expecting
was
it,
like,
but again, what the fuck?
Christian's
Ah!
scared of everything. That's why. It's
that is
okay.
not true. I watched
That
Fear
is true.
Street
Oh, big
all the
man.
way through
Big
twice.
man watched it twice. Okay.
Oh my god. Yeah. So yeah, they run into Kevin says it was a low-key jump scare. No dad joke intended.
That's what she did there.
But
Good
You
job.
spelled it wrong
Yeah.
too. It should have been Loki. But that's
Stop.
the name.
I'm
Stop. But anyway, yeah, they're walking to the castle and the doors open and there is Jonathan Majors, he who remains. We all knew he was playing Kang the Conqueror. Oh, loved it.
What a
I loved
moment.
it. It was so good. And he was funny. He was like, I was telling one of my coworkers, he's like Thanos if he were funny, you know?
Yes.
Which is just amazing to me. But Manda, I know you were a big fan of this.
So I watched Lovecraft Country and
know
I
you-
fell in love with him. So I was just very happy that he got cast as Kang. And then I didn't expect it. And the reason why I didn't expect it is because we didn't get a big baddie in WandaVision. Power Broker was really disappointing. So my expectations going into this finale were extremely low. I honestly thought it was going to be another Loki variant, but a more powerful one, just because it is contained to like his universe. We're talking about variants, but watching that elevator door slide open and it was Jonathan Majors, I had to, like, everything was moving in slow motion for me. I had this big fat smile on my face, but it was like slowly coming onto my face. I'm like, oh my God, they did the thing. And I was like freaking out. But even the entire, like, after he shows up, he owned that finale. I don't even care what the hell happened with Loki and Sylvie. He was there. He owned it. His presence, his charisma is absolutely fantastic. And I couldn't take my eyes off of him. He was amazing. And I'm so happy with the way they did it as a variant and that he explained everything in what could possibly come in the future with the multiverse. So I love him and I'm so excited for him.
Man.
What?
No.
I
Zack,
loved him too. I loved him
okay.
too. Ryan, I know you've got a hot take coming in.
Yeah, I got a hot take. So I liked Jonathan Majors. I
We've got
thought the
some
performance
weird
was
little
really
connection
good.
things.
It happens. Yeah.
Do you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think
it's just Zack. Okay, that's why.
Yeah.
He's
Man.
frozen in time.
Oh
okay.
no.
Yeah.
Dude, I thought it
Yeah,
was
can
me
you
'cause
guys
I'm
hear
in a
us?
hotel.
We
Yeah.
can hear you, but you're choppy.
Yeah, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yeah, this
It's all
is
about that latency. It happens.
No, yeah, it's all good,
Yeah.
bro. So you can hear us, right?
it's all good. It's
all
all
right,
good.
all right, cool. So I think I don't have a
Yeah.
problem
Yeah.
with the whole Kang thing, but you explained it perfectly, Amanda. This is only a variant of Kang. We've not seen the real Kang yet. He might not be like the one we just saw because the one we just saw died. And that's the biggest thing is so many people are like, oh my God, we finally saw Kang. He's here. And I'm just like, we didn't really see Kang. And that's why it doesn't excite me as much because I feel like they're waiting for the real Kang for Quantum Mania. That's where I feel like
like
we're
that
really
variant.
yeah, that's where we're gonna see the primary Kang because that's what he said. He is a variant. He's not the primary, and the primary made the Kang the head of the TVA because he trusted him the most. And so I think that speaks levels to who the real Kang is. And you notice how they didn't drop his name and said they've called me a conqueror and shit like that. So it's
The
kind
Conqueror?
of like it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm indifferent on it. Like, it's dope to see him, and it's dope to know that Kang is in the universe, and we know he's coming and he's physically there. I mean, we knew he was coming because of Ant-Man 3, but I don't know. Since it wasn't the real one, I'm not as excited about it as everyone, but it was a good performance. And I do hope that that's what the actual Kang is like, because I like how they're doing the opposite of Thanos now. And he's a wisecracking guy who scares you. Like, he's one of the stunning guys because he tells you that your life was set up this entire time. Everything happens for a reason. And if the real Kang is somewhat intimidating, like joking around about telling you, oh, everything you've done is not at your own free will, it just makes me that more excited for whatever Avengers movie he's going to be a part of, whether it's going to be Young Avengers or like a different Avengers 5 or something like that. But yeah, right now I'm indifferent on it, but I really liked his performance. And I want to see more of that Kang in Quantumania.
I like this.
Yeah,
take.
I definitely would like to see that too. Yeah, I like this take that Perp has. He doesn't even think we'll see the actual Kang until the next big Avengers crossover.
Oh, for sure.
He thinks the one we'll see in Quantumania will
probably be another variant. Yeah,
I think it'll be another variant. I think that'd be really cool.
I totally disagree.
I think the Kang that we saw, or He Who Remains, I think he's the original.
Yeah,
well, like, we don't really know who the original of any variant is, do we?
And I feel like we're gonna find that in Quantumania.
I'm gonna cry.
It's weird. I don't think, if anything, I think we'll see him, but I don't think he'll identify himself as a threat.
Yeah. I
know.
Or we can get like
I think it's gonna go.
Or we can get like a post-credit scene of another variant of Kang, maybe. You know, like maybe that could happen too. Like we'll have Kang, like a big baddie, and then we'll get another variant of him leading into Avengers 5 or something.
Because it's really weird. We know Jonathan Majors is going to be the next Thanos level threat, right?
Yeah.
But then we see him so early on, but it's not actually the real Kang, and it's just a variant of him. And we don't know where the actual one is, but we know that he's going to be in Quantumania. And depending on where Loki Season 2 lies, he might be a part of Loki Season 2. So that's really what's spinning around in my head about it right now.
I did hear that Jonathan Majors is already playing multiple characters. Like he voiced the Timekeepers, and he's going to continue to play different variants of Kang. So we could imagine like post-credit scenes building up to like a Secret Wars, like in Avengers 5. Like I think that would be killer of like that different variants of him. Just how like Thanos came at the end of the post-credit scene, like I'll do it myself, or he got the gauntlet and like all of that. Like I think that would be so sick if we get different versions of him leading up to A5. So,
but I feel like they've already ruined. I don't want to say ruined, but they've already changed that formula, because every time we've seen Thanos up until even Guardians of the Galaxy back in 2014, he was always kind of that mustache twirling. You saw him for one frame, just like a facial grin or something, or him picking up the glove. Like you knew he was behind it all, but you never knew the capabilities of his actual powers. But now with Kang, we know who he is. We know what his powers is. And so that's the only thing that throws me off. But I like it at the same time, because it shows you that Marvel's not afraid to go away from their original villain formula.
Because I was going to say, that was like their first ever like big bad. Like, I mean, like Marvel Studios was almost bankrupt until Disney bought them. Yeah. So it's like that was really like their resurgence, like, you know, now that they've introduced, you know, more of a rocky start for Thanos, but I think they did a decent job with it. But now that they're, you know, established and they have all these, you know, seasoned heroes, they can kind of start anew from here on out. It's like, okay, you know, let's try to introduce a villain a different way, or a way we've always wanted to, and they can kind of just like ease into it now, because it's, you know, it's a learning experience.
Yeah.
This is an interesting take right here from Perp. He says Kang is just the appetizer, but Dr. Doom is the real big bad.
No.
I don't know about that.
You know why that could also work out is because F4 is the last film to come out in this phase, technically, isn't it? It is Fantastic Four. So it could work out that way, because if we have Kang and we kind of get rid of him in Quantumania, and we don't know, that's a possibility, can get rid of that variant of him, and then Doom comes in with F4. So it could happen. I don't know, but I don't want to get rid of Jonathan Majors that early in Quantumania.
Like you don't cast someone like Jonathan Majors and expect him to only show up in like a movie or two. It's like same thing in Florence Pugh. It's like
right. Longevity.
I think Doom will be like another Loki, not as like good good more than evil, I guess you can say, because I feel like Loki has done more good than evil in the MCU, at least, or from the movies we've seen him in. But
Yeah.
I think Doom will play more of a. It's hard to say because Doom is such a big character. Fantastic Four is more than likely coming out in 2024, in my opinion. And Jonathan Majors is going to be Kang, which they've already confirmed to be the next Thanos level threat. And I can't imagine them throwing him away so early in 2024.
Yeah.
That's why it's a weird. Damned if they do, damned if they don't. And who knows? They might not even put Doom or make Doom a villain in the first Fantastic Four film. They might have him be in the action with them, and he'll be in a coma up, and then the post-credits scene's like, oh, he's waking up. Look, he's coming, guys. You know what I mean?
I can see that too. So many possibilities.
So many. So
everything's technically canon now.
Yep, absolutely. Do you think because Kang is basically Nathaniel Richards, descendants of Reed Richards. So does that mean we get an African American Reed Richards?
John David Washington.
I'd like that.
People were saying that for sure.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen. I'm trying to remember what I have to look up Kang's form is in the comics because I feel like I'm thinking of something differently. Kang, the Conqueror.
He's blue. Yeah. With a purple helmet or something. Gold helmet. I don't know.
So during the Loki season finale, when there was kind of that shift or I don't know if it was after Kang didn't know what was going to happen, or it was when the timeline was splitting. Do you think that could line up when Wanda was doing her witchcraft stuff towards the end of WandaVision, and she kind of that lines up with her hearing her children, because that's when the timeline starts to split.
Yeah,
and that's how she was able to hear them.
I think we can figure this out with the help of Disney Plus, actually.
I think so.
Run them back side by side.
Stop.
I think so.
Disney Plus puts them in date order of when the movies take place. And I feel so this is what I feel like. I feel like Loki takes place
because she is a Nexus being as well, Wanda.
Yeah.
So she could I don't know. That would be sweet.
Because I think the final post-credit scene of WandaVision where she's looking through the book, she hears
that's the scene. I wonder if that's happening at the same time when Loki's happening towards the end of that season. So it makes sense. Why else? That's when the timeline starts to rift.
It just hit me, Christian. You just helped me think of something.
There you go. Go ahead, Ryan.
So let's think of this. So Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, right? We thought that it was going to be because of Wanda with what happened at the end of WandaVision. What it's because of the end of Loki that it creates all these timelines, and we don't really even know what the real ramifications of the end of Loki were. All we got is the TVA specific timeline has changed with the big statues. Instead of the 3 timekeepers, it's Kang now. The physical.
Yeah, we don't really know what timeline he's in anymore.
Exactly, we don't really know what those ramifications of killing I guess you can call that variant of Kang the head of the TVA, but I would imagine we saw all the branches branch out, and maybe that's what's going to cause Multiverse of Madness, No Way Home.
I can see
and
that.
Stuff like that.
Yep.
Very exciting.
And that's exactly what I wanted to get to right over here. Yeah, me too. The introduction of the multiverse. So Sylvie kills He Who Remains, Jonathan Majors, and he says, "I'll see you very soon." And then behind him, you just see that big line just branching out. It's like watching fireworks. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's absolutely chaotic as well. And Loki is sent back to the TVA. It is. Yeah, it's a weird fireworks analogy there. But basically, Loki sent it to the TVA, but we don't know if this is the TVA that he knew because the clock has so many hands on it. It's just absolutely just weird. And then he runs into Mobius, and he's like, "Who are you?" So we don't know what the hell's going to happen next.
They played
it was just so.
It was so sad.
So awesome.
He did all that. I know.
The buddy cop is dead.
It was
The
so
buddy cop is
sad.
gone.
Sad.
So sad.
And then Renslayer, she goes off and finds her own free will.
You cut off.
Falcon. Well, Falcon and Winter Soldier is the buddy cop one.
Didn't feel like it.
Falcon and Winter Soldier is the buddy cop.
Didn't feel like it.
Excuse me.
You're damn
didn't.
Skippy. It really didn't. It didn't.
It did not.
I don't know what that.
I wish there was more banter between them. There was enough. Don't get me wrong, but the 6 episodes really hurt them.
In the trailer, it was everything they showed.
It's literally, yeah.
Do you guys think Marvel should move from 6 episodes to 10, or maybe like a solid 8?
I think an 8 would be the best bet.
I think they need to figure out more of how to.
We're just pacing.
How to make pacing is the biggest thing, because I feel like they're still trying to treat it like longer movies and then breaking it up at each big moment, I guess you can say, where
it's like Quibi. That's what Quibi did. They shot it all at once, but like they shot it purposely.
I'm sorry, what's Quibi? I don't remember Quibi.
You know what Quibi is. They got bought out by Roku, or at least their shows got bought out by Roku.
Oh.
Yeah.
They did.
Sorry.
So
no, we're having some technical difficulties here. My bad.
No, it's okay.
It's all good.
It happens.
Dude, honestly, this fucking like Loki though. I don't know. It's better than Falcon. It's better than Black Widow, but I guess there's a little bit of bias when you look at that in WandaVision, because I feel like I have not gotten the hype about watching WandaVision every week that I did for any Marvel movie, and not any Marvel movie, any Marvel show, and even Black Widow, because dude, every week Twitter was just WandaVision. And maybe we'd go 2 days with just talking about Loki, but then other than that, it kind of disappeared into the next episode.
It's true. It's also because it's on a Wednesday, I think.
I think
you were exhausted by the weekend, to be honest.
Why they chose Wednesday, in my opinion.
I like Wednesday. I'm
not a big fan of
tired of these 3 a.m. warriors.
It's the 3 a.m. that I can't do. It's the 3 a.m.
Like, I understand you can't like always have it. Like, you know, not every single region's going to start at the same time, but it's like, wow, 3 o'clock. Like, I get it. Oh, yeah, when you wake up in the morning, it's already there. It's like, but
type of thing, if anything.
I wish it was more of an event. Like, people
like
can watch
7 p.m. Eastern.
Yes.
We're watching it together. Yeah,
exactly.
I agree with you.
And then people can, you know, go do their recordings or whatever it is. And I mean, it's not, I'm not bugged by like, oh, you know, some random YouTuber has his review up first. It's just like so many people out there. Like, I don't think that it will get rid of spoilers, but I think it will help reduce it.
Oh,
you know,
definitely.
In some
people
sense.
People are just so damn inconsiderate in the mornings, though. Like I did Falcon and the Winter Soldier, like all 6 episodes.
Yeah.
And like I did not talk about it until I woke up maybe at like 9 a.m. If I wanted to say that this happened. But even if it was a massive reveal, I still didn't say anything. And it's like seeing people post screen caps at 3 o'clock in the morning, it's just.
They did the same thing with because I was looking up Fear Street Part 3, 1666. Just
they
to see
spoiled it.
Yeah, there was countless videos and stuff up already. Because the embargo like dropped at like the social embargo dropped at some random ass time.
Yeah.
And then the actual review embargo was like at my time, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I mean, so that's when I released our review because that's when I was allowed to post it.
I think that's why I like the Friday releases more, because in my opinion, I think you should at least wait a day. And if you don't, I would say put a spoiler tag and do like the ... thing so you don't instantly see it. But listen, I feel like on Fridays, if you gave people until Saturday,
hey, sorry, it's
it happens, man.
Yeah,
Internet.
Yeah, my internet just geeked out on me and it just pooped out. But
it's all good.
yeah, no, I'm getting the gist of your conversation here about premiere dates. Wednesday or Friday was the one you kind of brought to mind, Christian, or which one we prefer?
No,
they moved it from Friday to Wednesdays. I like Wednesdays. It's just I'm tired of them releasing it at 3:00 in the morning.
The time. Yeah.
Because there's always going to be spoilers. You can't get rid of it altogether, but you can definitely help control that traffic. And I think at least for North America, just altogether, or it should be prime time spot because everyone can watch it together. You can kind of experience it together. Everyone's home. You don't have people, well, I mean, people still might be at work, but majority of, the continents is pretty much already at home. So it's I don't know. That's just me, but I mean, I get it. You can't please every region. Yeah. So it's what do you do? But you can't please everyone. You might as well do what you want.
I feel like part of the reason why they moved Loki to Wednesday premieres is so it doesn't interfere. Well, Bad Batch and also with Black Widow coming out on a Friday with the movies. So
and we still have 3 more Marvel movies to get through this year.
Yep. So
but they're not. Sorry, I don't think they're gonna be. I don't think they're gonna go to Disney Plus though.
Oh yes, you're right. Yeah,
because I think
we don't
that
know
was
if they're adopting
issue.
That all the way or not.
I hope so. I really like that it's accessible for everyone.
Yeah,
because like I said, I worked at a movie theater. The prices for a family, you're spending $100 just to go watch one movie, and I think that's a bit excessive.
But
if you can spend 30.
But then that's the thing. I feel like if you don't get those family people bringing in that much money, the budget for these films are gonna go down more. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know because if you're putting on Disney Plus, that's pure revenue for the company.
They made $60 million on Black Widow by itself,
and
on Premiere Access,
and that all goes straight to them.
But if they made each individual person in the household pay, that's 24 per person.
Oh, absolutely.
You're right.
I get both sides. It's damned if you do, damned if you don't, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's people are gonna. I do agree with the whole accessibility, giving people more options. I mean, in the long run, is it gonna quote unquote hurt movie theaters? Yes, but I don't think it's going to kill it. It'll just be more of a niche. It will be more of a niche hobby because I mean, vinyl records are still around.
But
people used to think television back in the day
was gonna be Yeah,
I didn't mean to cut you off, Ryan.
No, it's all good. You're right.
So it's I don't know. I don't think it's ever gonna go the theater experience is ever gonna go away. But I kind of because when I watched Space Jam New Legacy, I was actually mad I saw it in theaters. I'm I could have watched this at home.
Yeah,
I watched it's there's just some movies nowadays.
I had so much fun watching Space Jam 2 in theaters.
I had a blast too. I liked hearing the kids' commentary.
I guess it was just my we can hear you. Yeah. My theater, there was 13 teenagers next to me, literally talking to the entire movie.
Okay, no, not those guys.
But those are the only people that go to those type of movies and horror movies.
That is true.
That's true. Oh my god, horror movies! All those kids, I can't.
I can watch that at home. I'll be up.
You won't watch them at home because you don't like them.
I watched Conjuring 3 and Broad Daylight at home.
I knew
the first 30 minutes.
I knew it.
Movie was weak sauce, bro. Movie was weak sauce.
Yeah, I mean, there's some movies.
There you go.
But I think a good thing to take into account when it comes to figuring out whether Disney Plus is good or not for these big movies and TV shows is Black Widow hasn't opened in China yet. China's the biggest market for
any movie.
Big blockbuster.
Yeah, for any movie.
For any big big blockbuster movie. And there's been things going around that Black Widow and Shang-Chi might not be able to open in China, the Chinese markets. I don't remember the reason, but that's what I heard. So it's hard to say whether Black Widow being on Disney Plus and theatrical is really killing the theatrical price run, I guess you can say. And I don't think we'll get that answer until Eternals, honestly.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, I guess guys, my internet has been so off and on these past few minutes, but this has been a really fun stream, all things considered. I'm really excited for the future of the MCU, honestly. Just seeing that big multiverse branching out and Loki just being so despondent in the TVA over the possibilities that have been opened up. Like I couldn't help but be giddy. You got multiverse of madness is going to be insane already. I saw comments in here asking if Sam Raimi can pull it off with multiverse of madness.
Absolutely.
Oh my god! You know how many variants are going to pop up?
I feel. No.
The latency.
Yeah, I know. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So many.
Yeah.
So many. But I can't wait to see the variants of Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. They're going to be variants. So I can't wait.
Yes.
I can't. You know what? I'm just going to type it in. I'm just going to type in my thoughts. Why don't you guys just... this is...
You're doing great. You're doing great.
He's like, we're turning it back over to Zack.
Can you stand it?
Now you're good.
Thanks, Jim.
You're clear. You're clear.
Yeah.
You're good.
Oh,
It's
man.
So funny.
Oh, boy.
This is
But
so funny.
in any case, it's good. It's good. Why don't you guys all why don't you plug your stuff? Ryan, you go first. We'll go clockwise. I'll put my thoughts in the comments here.
No, yeah, dude, it's all good. We're chilling here. But you guys can find me on Twitter. My tag whenever it comes back up at Just Ryan again. All I do is post nothing but hot takes and bullshit rants. I also do a podcast with my boys on the Suit Up Geeks. We got our own channel. Go check that out. We do a thing called the drafts once a month. We're doing one for all females this Saturday. I'm not included, but Amanda is included and all that great stuff. And I got my own podcast called The Backroom Podcast where we just talk about movies. So, yeah, go check that out on my YouTube account. And yeah, thanks so much for having me on, Zach. I appreciate it, man. I love talking about this.
Totally. Me too, man. What you got, Christian?
All right, so you can follow me over at Music City Nerd. That is my personal channel. You can also follow our podcast, Film Optix. That is Optics with an X, over on Twitter and Instagram. We actually just got done reviewing the entire Fear Street trilogy that Amanda guest starred on. So definitely check that out. And I believe our Space Jam 2 review will be dropping sometime next week. We do a lot of movies and TV reviews, taking a bit of a break for the TV side now that Loki is over. We also have a lot of have been covering that over on the podcast. And you can find us on podcast platforms around the internet. So just, stop on by.
keep loving movies. Keep loving movies. Absolutely. Amanda, where can we find you?
First of all, I love this discussion. I love this group. And Zach, thank you for inviting me again. You guys can always find me over at AMX ND Reviews on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd with some more hot takes. And you can check out my website, candidcinema.com, my YouTube, Candid Cinema. I have my Fear Street trilogy review, like Christian said, so go check that out. And I have my Gunpowder Milkshake review, which will be dropping soon as well.
That movie.
I did too.
Glad I'm not the only one because everyone's like,
Gunpowder.
I'm like,
Gunpowder Milkshake was fine. I'm gonna have a review of that and Space Jam 2 coming up fairly soon. I have a theater callback, so that's why this weekend's been kind of like hectic for me. Aside from aside from all these technical botches on my end, this has been a blast. Thank you guys so much for coming on. It's been a true honor. I cannot wait to see all these variants in No Way Home. That's all I can really say about this multiverse right now.
No baby. That is. I can't wait, dude. I'm sorry, but I can't wait for No Way Home. The movie's gonna be the best fucking Marvel movie of all time. It's gonna be the best Spider-Man film of all time.
It's gonna hit $1 billion for sure.
It's gonna hit. It's gonna be the first movie post-pandemic or during pandemic, wherever the fuck we are at that point. It's gonna bomb the box office. $1 billion, bro. First weekend, not what first weekend, but
first weekend.
Yes, I agree. Oh, I totally agree. But guys, keep loving the movies, and I'll see you for the next one. Commence that back talk. If you're watching the replay, I hope you enjoy this. And me struggling. But yeah, with that said, love the movies. I'll see you next time.